Okay, why do we have to rotate music? I mean, I grew up in a format, because we were hippies, where my first job in radio at WAMO-FM, first commercial station, I was able to have a job where the PD said to me, here's the record library. It's about as big as this wall from here to there. And Kenny Reed said, you can play any song but The Pusher by Steppenwolf. And if you know that song, there's the chorus. It's actually an anti-drug song, but the chorus sings, God damn the pusher man, God damn the pusher man, over and over again. So I couldn't play that song. So I was working midnight to 4. What I would do is I would get to about 2 o'clock in the morning, and they had a little slow IPS tape, inches per second, tape that would tape everything that was going on in the air. So I would, at 2:30 in the morning, I would stop the Metrotech monitor tape, play the pusher. When it was over, start the tape again. So I got called into the program director's office one day, and he said, you didn't play the pusher the other night. I said, oh, no, I didn't play. Check the tape. So guilty as charged. But we were allowed to play whatever we wanted. And of course, the bad part of that was, listeners don't want to hear the same song over and over again. We were notorious for we didn't have cars then. We would take the bus to the radio station. We didn't have portable devices to listen to anything. When you get there, you never heard what the DJ before you played. And it wasn't unusual at all at 12:15 to get this phone call. Hey man, that jock before you played that exact same record. Well, of course, there was no knowledge of how music was being rotated, so that was one of the problems. The other thing is, you don't really know what someone's favorite song is, and that's kind of like a negative positive. The concept is you think that you know what someone's favorite song is, but unfortunately you don't. And if you have the right songs on the air, they need to be rotated so the listener has an opportunity to hear their favorite song. The other thing is, radio is not your iPod. Radio is supposed to be mass appeal within its format, whatever the format is. Even if it's deep tracks on some Sirius satellite channel, it's deep tracks within that format. Again, what you might like on your iPod is a little different than how music should be presented on the radio because of the way it's used. Your iPod is an isolated event. You take it, you turn it on, you plug it into your ears, you listen, you stop. That's your world, that's your universe. And again, then I say people want to hear their favorite song. That's the reason we have to rotate music. One of the great things about radio is linear progression. And what I mean by that is you don't know what's coming next. I think if anyone who's ever made a mixtape or a mix CD for their girlfriend or guy or whatever, and you listen to it over and over again, you eventually get to the point where you know what's coming next. And there's something there's some emotional level that gets depleted from that. Radio is great because you don't know what's happening next. When I stop at Bojangles and go get a lemonade, when I come back out, when I turn the radio back on, the same song isn't playing. I miss that reality. That reality is a continuous concept. So the linear progression, if you think about it, the challenge of being in radio today are many. But go back and think about the first day you went to elementary school, how you felt a little uneasy. First day of high school, first day of college, first day that you have to schedule music on a radio station. Those are big challenges. But I'll come back to linear progression, but I just want to plant that seed as a term that I use a lot, and I didn't even know what it meant until last week. I looked it up on Wikipedia. And they have like a bunch of entries on linear regression, which is some mathematical thing. And I was on Wikipedia for about a half hour, and then I totally forgot what I had looked up from the beginning. Okay, let's talk about the music library. You need a music library at a radio station, unless you're talk or all sports or something like that. The song is the atomic element. And basically, when I say atomic element, I'm saying that it's the song name and the audio. That constitutes a reality. Now, once you add the artist's name to that, you have a database. In database, we all know we've worked in databases. If you're on, how many people are on Facebook? Okay, 100%. There's only 500 million of you out there. That's a database. That's a database of everything that everybody says. When you say, I'm going to the park right now and I'm going to smell the flowers. That's in the database. And that's going to be in the database forever. They have the mega database. So database is important. And every song has what we call metadata. So metadata is the data that is associated, has some sort of meaningful association with that song. The library must be converted into a playlist either by human hands or computer. Okay, this is the fork in the road. You're either going to sit there with a legal pad or or a computer or something, and you're going to transfer this information into some sort of sequence, or you're going to let a computer do it.